today I'm going to be going over the Aquarius new moon on February 11th, 2021, and the top 5 things that you need to know about this new moon during the Mercury retrograde. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and today I'm going to be deep diving into the top 5 things that you need to know about this Aquarius new moon on February 11th, 2021. This new moon is happening during the Mercury retrograde, and if you have been feeling the shift in the energy, put a little star emoji down below, because I'm definitely feeling the lessons that need to be learned in order for us to really, understand how to get closer to our conscious being. And this is a very powerful, emotional new moon, and I'm really excited to deep dive into the top 5 things that you guys need to know. So before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, as well as the notification bell. I do 3 or more videos every single week, and I always do these new moon and full moon updates for you guys, so you do not miss one. As per usual, I will be meeting back here on February 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern time to do an energy healing and a meditation for you. So I'd love for you to join me here on the YouTube channel, and love to see you there. Let me know if you are coming or if you've been to one of them, because I love to know who's coming. And I also just love connecting with you guys, because it's just so great to see how many of you attend here to do your shadow work and deeper work. It's amazing. And today's subscriber of the day is Sahid. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing family. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. We are growing, and I'm just so grateful for each of you, because I wish I had a soul family like this when I started my spiritual journey, and I really wanted to make that same feeling here on the YouTube channel for you if you don't have someone to talk to or someone to connect with, especially as we go into the Mercury retrograde and during this specific new moon. So I really hope that you're able to feel the sense of, family, soul tribe here on the channel. Let's get into the video. So one of the biggest things is Aquarius tend to be a very airy, flowy kind of sign. If you have Aquarius in your life, or maybe you are Aquarius, put an Aquarius sign down below in the comment section to let me know. I find they tend to be quite airy and flowy. However, they need that sense of planning, which is one of the biggest things that we're seeing during this new moon on February 11th. So the first thing that you need to know about the Aquarius new moon on February 11th, 2021 is that your emotions are high, and you keep on trying to communicate to yourself what exactly do you want to plan, how you want to express yourself to your relationships, intimate partners, friendships, people at work. It seems like things are not going across as you want them to. Maybe the words aren't coming out the way that you would like them to be, or maybe things are just not working the way that they should. Really here what's happening is it's making it difficult for us to harness our emotions to ourselves, and it's because a lot of this emotion of like planning and self-assurance is getting really difficult to come out. And again, a lot of the things coming out here are things and blocks that are preventing us from connecting to our deepest higher conscious self. So that could be self-doubt, that can be, anger, that can be sadness, whatever it may be. During the time, the new moon is an opportunity for us to look internally within ourselves, and specifically during this Aquarius new moon, it's all about how to flow with those harder emotions while giving us time to communicate, which brings me to this next little tip. The throat chakra is going to be a big part that you can help. So doing some throat chakra meditations, chanting, focusing on this space is a great way to do some shadow work here during the new moon, or even prior to it, which I think is so big. This is new territory for you. These emotions that are coming up, these emotions that are harder to understand, this is new. These are things that you probably had subconsciously but didn't notice it until this Aquarius new moon. Or perhaps it's things that now are coming into fruition after this full moon that passed last month, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that video, I would highly suggest seeing it, because it's going to bring a lot of things into understanding for this season. So I'm going to link it here for you so you can go check that video out. Another big thing is new consciousness. So we're definitely going to see a huge expansion of new consciousness, because you start to question a lot of your surroundings, which i.e. whenever you start to question a lot of your surroundings, your emotions, your being, that brings us to an awakening. So I do feel that a lot of our collective is going to go through a huge awakening during this time, because the universe is stretching us with our emotions, because we're being expanded internally within our thoughts. So again, with higher emotions comes higher awakening, comes higher understanding, comes consciousness, the highest of consciousness of your being starting throughout this year of 2021. So definitely something to keep in mind. It's not going to be an easy month, but it's definitely going to be a very profound and enlightening one. Number 2. So as I mentioned, emotions are very hard to express during this new moon time. So the second thing that you need to know about this Aquarius new moon is that it's going to be much easier for you to connect with your soul family. If you don't have a soul family, well, you have one here. Feel free to connect here. Feel free to connect on February 11th together, because the energy is amazing when we do a meditation healing here live. So one of the biggest things I always mention is we're all about expanding within ourselves, right? And it's important that we are able to have different perspectives, or even just being able to listen during this time. So allow yourself to hone into that Aquarius energy of flowing with energy, while allowing your intuition to guide you to what people to open up about these emotions. This could be a best friend. This could be someone that you recently met throughout your spiritual journey. This is an opportunity that if you are really feeling frustrated with the heightens of emotions that are coming up to push you into your enlightenment, this is an opportunity for you to connect with people who will understand you. And I can't stress enough, when we're going through an awakening, when we're going through another level of consciousness on a cellular level, it's so important to have people that you can connect to and talk to about it. So ask yourself, what is one person that you can go to and say, hey, these are the emotions I'm feeling during this new moon, and this is how I'm feeling. You know, this is how I'm feeling about my current partner. This is how I'm feeling about my work situation. This is how I'm feeling about my business ideas. Can I chime into you? Can I just have you listen to me here? And I think this is one of the biggest things about allowing yourself to flow, is just being, a speaker, a student, and a teacher. And the card that comes in for me here is the card bringing us to the Priestess card, which, by the way, I will be pulling cards at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But the Priestess card is really asking us to come in to focus on, how can I be a student while being a teacher during this lesson? How can I quiet my mind and quiet the mind of hustle mentality during the time of February, during the time of Aquarius season, and really just listening to those emotions. So belonging is going to be a really big thing during this Aquarius new moon, having the sense of belonging with friends or someone there that you can support you to. Self-care and mental health is going to be such a big part. So really up your self-care this month. Really allow yourself to ask yourself, does this situation or does this social event align with my energy? And this is so important during this time, really making sure that you're not stretching yourself too thin while high emotions, while high realizations are happening during this awakening for you. So really make sure that you are focusing on your mental health, do some more meditations this month, allow yourself to maybe do a cleanse. I know that's one thing that I've done with my mentees currently, cleansing, and they've seen such profound results from it. So cleanse some part. It could be a social media detox. It could be like a cleanse of food, conscious foods that you want to eat. Allow yourself to cleanse and be a vessel so you can truly connect with the clarity of this new moon. And you can do this during the beginning of the month. I think this is a great time to allow yourself to flow with the energy and really have more direct answers to why these higher emotions are being raised at this time. Health and self-care is another big part when I tune into the energy as well. This is an important time to really take care of our health. This means, sleeping. This also means like getting your body going, maybe doing a yoga class, allowing yourself to move that stagnant energy as the higher emotions start to come up. Stress is definitely going to be a huge part to manage during this time of the Aquarius new moon. But remember, Aquarius is reminding us to flow with the energy, to not add more things on our plate during this time, and instead spend more time socializing with those that we can exchange energy, and it cannot be an exhausting kind of exchange, if that makes sense. So really make sure that the people that you connect with during this month are your OGs. They're the people who are there with you throughout the hardest and the best of times. They listen to you, and they're going to be there for you during this awakening. Really take into consideration of that. Remember, you got a soul family here, so that's one soul family that you got already. Number 3, one area of your life will change. This is kind of like going to be a common thing for every single one of us. And the reason why is with the Aquarius new moon this time, because there's so many emotions being heightened, revealed, and shown to us, and because we're being forced to expand consciously, because we're getting very deep, profound downloads from spirit, from angels, from guides, from universe, so many, it's coming in. And if you are getting vivid dreams, if you are getting any astral projections, if you're getting anything along those lines, perhaps seeing huge downloads that you have never seen or perhaps seen before and it's becoming clearer, let me know down below, because I've definitely been feeling that a lot with my soul on a soul level, and it's very profound. And I think one of the biggest things here is really telling us that when those downloads come through, when we're giving new access to knowledge within our consciousness, we end up having a new perspective of the world. I like to call it the eagle's eye. We start to see the world differently. We start to see energy and people, relationships much more differently. And in doing so, we tend to shed things that no longer serve us, or we tend to allow ourselves to manage our energy and go to the places that are meant during those times. So ask yourself, as you start to go through February, it's a great opportunity to journal out your emotions and see, based on those emotions, what changes happened at the end of February. And new moon's all about setting intention, right? So we can set the intention for this new moon to surrender to our emotions, to surrender to what is to come for us, and to allow ourselves to be with everything that's happening during this time and kind of have time to not act, but plan is the best way of explaining it. And I'll go into that deeper in the next few points, but just planning as opposed to acting in this space. So when we plan things from a different perspective, things change. So relationships may be changed as well. Levels and emotions are higher. This is definitely a time where you're gonna have to not react during this time, especially because we're in Mercury retrograde. You don't want to react. You don't want to force plans at this time. Please do not do that. No launches of business stuff. This is not a time to do that. Right now is a time to plan during this new moon. It's a time to kind of see, what is this new moon teaching me and my higher conscious self? How is it pushing my soul and my shadow self during this time? And in doing so, you will see a certain part of your life be revealed and shifted. And again, that might be a job, that might be someone in your life, that might be a friend. Again, Aquarius is all about relationships during the season. So you might know different relationships coming into your life just without effort, but they're so aligned, they're so synchronized, and also other relationships leaving your life, because they're not meant to go with you during this higher conscious self. And I know this is a hard thing to digest. I know this is a very hard thing to digest, because a lot of you will say, well, Shika, like, this friend has been friends with me since I was 6 years old. Well, yes, they allowed you to have this time with them at that time, but now, the universe is saying that you're expanding, you're transforming, and they're here and you're going here. You need to allow yourself to align with that consciousness. And even though sometimes we need to let go of certain things during times of this time and really focus on ourselves and do self-care, the Aquarius new moon is teaching us to choose ourselves during this time. So I really want you to choose yourself, your self-care, your being, your energy, because again, that's what's going to prepare you for the change that's happening in your life. And I want to see this in the positive way, because it is an exciting change. At the time, regardless of how it seems at the time, if it's exciting or sad or grief or whatever it is, just know it happened and planned this way for a reason. The universe planned it that way for a reason. So definitely, I will say that one part of your life will shift. It's important for this shift because it's important for you to do this change, for you to get closer to your higher conscious self. And the universe, again, is stretching you here. They're saying, hey, it's time to test. We're knocking on your door. We have some new news for you. And you have to be prepared to receive it as it is. Number 4, be conscious with your emotions. This is kind of self-explanatory. Again, I'm talking a lot about relationships because that's really what we're seeing here. We're seeing a lot of impact in the new moon in our relationships in all areas of our life. So here, it's really what I wrote down here is, how are you being, put into your energy into the relationships you currently have. So for example, when you talk to someone, do you feel like it is a two-way street? Do you feel that energy flow? Or do you feel like you're talking to no one at all? Do you feel like that person isn't listening to you? Do you feel like the person is an energy vampire, someone who takes your energy and it feels really exhausting when you leave from them? Well, this is an opportunity to create boundaries. Boundaries of which of deciding what people do I want to put my energy to and what people do I want to put out there. It's not an opportunity that if something gets rescheduled 4 times to reschedule it again. No, universe is telling you that that relationship is not aligned with you. So don't force things at this time. If it's someone that you like, you're trying to attract a specific person, for example, because I know this will relate to a lot of you. This is not a time that you're going to put yourself out there and go above and beyond. You're going to trust the universe and say, universe, I trust that you're going to bring the right relationship to my life, the right lover, my twin flame, whatever it may be, and surrendering to it during this time. Remember, Aquarius is all about flowing. We're working with the wind. We're not going against the wind at this time. And it's so important because if we do go against it, that's where we self-sabotage ourselves. So really being courteous and understanding what relationships are meant for us. And remember, no is not a bad thing. No just means that you're respecting your energy and the other person's energy as well. Understand that the relationships that pan out during this season is all about connecting you to planting those seeds of that new opportunity in your life. So you'll notice that a lot of the relationships happening during the time of the new moon on February 11th, 2021, and even leading up to it are opening doors, collaborations for businesses or brands or big, intentions that you had for this year. Perhaps like meeting someone who's a friend that's amazing, someone that actually gets you so you can transition into a new friend group. These are all ways that, relationships are really being conscious during this time and your energy is really being shown here. The more that you're able to rest and just relax and lose control of what relationships you have to force during this time, because we're not forcing here, the more that you'll be able to be guided on what the next step is. Authentic relationships are very important. We're not here to put half our energy here because we feel obligated, we feel guilt. I know that feeling. We feel guilty. We have to hang out with that person because we've known them for that long or because they're family. Well, I have something to share with you, and I wish someone told me this as well. During this Aquarius new moon, guilt is something and an opportunity and an emotion that you would have to release at this time. We're not making relationships, we're not hanging out with people because we feel guilty anymore. We're hanging out with people because we truly want to, and we're coming from a space of love, and it is effortless. So that's some things to consider when you are looking into the new moon. Relationships is a big part, an area of our life where it's gonna grow and teach us so much about our higher conscious self. Number 5, I love this point for this Aquarius new moon because I am definitely honing into this energy. It's all about planning, not acting. This is an opportunity for you to plan your business launch for a launch or whatever that you're doing, or maybe starting a channel or whatever it is. This is an opportunity for you to plan going on a travel trip because right now we can't travel. Getting inspired and allowing yourself to still create that manifestation energy to that point. This is an opportunity for you to plan what type of lover you want by expanding and doing the shadow work with your heart chakra at this time. This is an opportunity for you to plan, moving by cleaning up your house, by releasing all that energy, by purging out energy and creating space for new energy in your home. So here it's all about planning, not acting, especially because we're overlapping with the Mercury retrograde during this new moon. Let's just settle. Let's just take it in at home. Right now, let's just stay at home. This is the opportunity. And I mean stay at home, not literally here. I mean like stay within ourselves, stay within our consciousness. And the biggest thing that I will say is that we need to take this time to jot down the things that we want to see flourish this spring and summer. And this is an opportunity to start to create and to script out what that looks like for you, to write down a bullet journal, to, see what you want to plan out, to start prepping, to start looking at the launch date, to start looking at what day you want to move, to start making all the things that you manifested last month, start planning it out. And the number that comes up for me is the number 222 because that number is all about acting. We're acting, and the 111 is definitely a number that you guys are probably seeing. I know I'm seeing it. New beginnings are coming, and 222 with the numbers coming through saying, you know, we need to act here, but acting, not planning and launching. It's all about planning at home, seeing what we're doing, creating that, you know, journal, creating that manifestation, and then waiting for it to come after when the energy allows you to. So definitely all about setting intentions during this new moon based on our higher conscious self and based on the emotions that are heightened and that we are purging during this Aquarius new moon. So I really hope you guys like those meetings. I want to do some card pulls because I know you guys loved that last time. So we're gonna pull some cards quickly. I'm gonna do some cards and see what spirit wants to share with us here. So I got 4 cards for chakras, which last time I didn't get as many as those. So I'm really interested. A lot of sacral energy, a lot of solar plexus, so a lot of like the stomach area here. So the first card is a miracle card. There will be miracles coming into this space. There will be a lot of enlightenment in ourselves. And we know that because our higher self is getting expanded to the max during this time. So here, during the Aquarius new moon, is just letting us know that even though there is going to be hard times, there is going to be a lot of emotional exhaustion and physical exhaustion because the universe is stretching us out, because of the Mercury retrograde, because of the collective energy. Miracles will come in all of the chaos. So just keep on focusing on that aspect, keep on focusing on yourself, and be reminded that your energy at the end of the day is most important to harness into your future of manifestations and your law of attraction as well. Passion. This is an opportunity, like I said, for you to plan, not act. So planning out of passion, planning out your ideas of what that house looks like on Pinterest and start looking at it as a vision board, allowing yourself to write down what you want to launch for your business, creating and planning that, creating that course so it's prepared for the day of the launch. This is a time to kind of quiet and isolate within yourself while creating with passion. You know, those who are ready for that manifestation, this month is your testing month. Universe is going to test you and say, are you ready for this? Because we're going to get you through this pre-test first before we bring it to your door. So allow yourself to connect with the passion, your reason why you started all that you do, the reason why your conscious highest self is brought into this lifetime. What is your purpose during this life? Because we mentioned that throughout our last full moon. So now you're taking that information so you can deepen and integrate that into this awakening that is coming right now. We have dissipating here with the solar plexus. So just allowing yourself not to be hard on yourself. And this really connects on the higher emotions point that I mentioned. We cannot be hard on ourselves. We cannot be hard on our being. And the reason why is because we're going through a lot of shifts. I always tell people when they do shadow work or energy work that you have to be kind to yourself because we're going through a lot of changes. And it's not fair to you to just kind of say, okay, well, I need to start going into that hustle energy. Remember, Aquarius energy is all about flowing with energy. It's not about forcing things that are not supposed to be there. Be mindful of our relationships. So just be kind to yourself. Stop comparing yourself from other people this month. Maybe do a social media detox. Take some time away from that. You know, just really being mindful of your energy during this new moon is going to be important. Completion. I love this card, and it's funny because this morning I was reorganizing my cards and this card flipped out as I was reorganizing it. So it was meant for this little chat here with you guys. So here's the sacral card, completion. We're completing, we're closing on some doors. And that's because, you know, as we start to hone down into our higher conscious self, as we start to get these deep, profound messages, visions, dreams, projections with the universe and other dimensions, we start to notice that there are some things that need to be ended in our life. And I always say that the new moon is a time of planting seeds, right? So for us to plant those seeds, we need to make room in our garden. And here it's just telling us, you know, through our higher emotions, what things have to leave our life at this time, what things are completed, what things have we need to give ourselves a pat on the back and say, yes, I've completed this far, I'm proud of myself. These cards just came out as I was chatting with you guys. I feel like Spirit was trying to talk to us here. So initiation, and the reason why is completion. Once it's completed here, you will get a sign, and I hope you guys can see that. Here you go. You guys will get a sign here where it's a rite of passage. And the rite of passage is just really telling you that you have plan A or B to make your next step into your manifestations, into those seeds that you're planting, right? So universe or spirit will contact you to give you those options, and it'll be kind of like an emotion, going back to the miracle card, an enlightenment moment where you're gonna just be like, this is my time, this is my time to shift. The other card that came out is it's happening right now. There are so many changes happening right now. We are shifting so quickly. And that's why I'm saying up your self-care. Do your self-care. It's so important. Lemuria is such a beautiful story. If you ever have time to look it up, I'd highly suggest it. There are a lot of conscious souls from the town or the city of Lemuria, along with the lost city, and they have such profound energy, those souls. So again, I love this card because it just has that such a amazing essence to it. The Empress. So I love the Empress because, you know, this really represents that, you know, we're gonna have to detour some stuff. You know, the universe is telling us we need to detour some things because we need to take a step back. We need to flow with things. We can't be planning. We can't control every single thing that happens, even if it doesn't pan out the way that we should be. So here it's really forcing us to listen to ourselves and to listen to our being, but most importantly, to accept the detours that the universe is bringing us at this time. Accept the detours that are going to occur during this Aquarius new moon, and even leading up to February 11th. So allow yourself to really hone into that. And I think this is a great representation of the Mercury retrograde, because we're not here to force things. We're here to sit with our authentic self and our being, and that's what's being tested here. So really here it's just saying, like, what detours are being shown to you, and knowing that rejection is just an opportunity for the universe to protect you from something. The card that came out is, have you answered your deepest calling? So that's another thing too. If rejection's happening, if you're detouring, it's because maybe it's not time, right? That's why I said don't act right now. Plan it out, because there's going to be so many things that are going to shift and change throughout the way of your plan this month. You need to just kind of know where you're going. This is my intention, and see it build, see it start to flourish, plant that seed. So really take the next few weeks, days leading up to the new moon, or even on the new moon, to ask yourself, am I following my deepest calling based on my higher conscious self and all of the messages and emotions that were given to me during this time? So on that note, I hope you guys really enjoyed those card pulls. I really hope you enjoyed this whole video on the top 5 things that you need to know about the Aquarius new moon on February 11th, 2021. I'm so excited to do these, and I really hope that it helps you guys. Let me know what resonated with you down below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, as well as put notification bells. I do 3 or more videos every single week, and I also do these new moon and full moon updates every single month. So you guys get to be updated and get those videos, and it's very helpful. And come join me on February 11th, 2021 at 9 p.m. Eastern time, live here on the YouTube channel for a meditation. I will be also launching a little mini meditation to prepare you with your ritual and really get you prepared for this new moon, because like I said, it's all about preparing for the new moon and full moon prior to, and having a ritual and really setting intention. So you'll be able to do this little mini meditation as well that I'll be launching in our next video, to really help you out. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. I'll see you on February 11th. Bye.